You're listening to Under a Blood Red Moon, a Werewolf the Apocalypse actual play by Hallowed Haven Studios. Previously on Under a Blood Red Moon. We set off to find a verbena to possibly hunt and kill. First, we had to let the Valkyries and Smiling Buddhas know when to meet the rest of the Nightfold leaders of Vancouver. To do that, we sent a $20 fax, which seems like a lot of money to me, but perhaps things are more expensive in Canada. Our next stop was to leave an interesting body at the ER for the Prince of Vancouver. Charlie and Eyes led the guy we found outside and scarred the man using something Eyes called shadow cutting, carved the day and time right into the man's skin. Thankfully, I was there to make sure he was a ghoul. It helped that he smelled a bit like the prince, so I'm pretty certain he's related to him. With a magic detecting stick, we set off out east and parked Winnie just outside the city to let the magic stick do its thing. Took a bit, but we found a dense thicket that caused some confusion. What Eisen saw didn't seem to be nearly as much of an impediment to Charlie, thanks to his gift, which changed how he saw things. I was the first one to go through, and the hardest part about it was the toll it took on my head, but we all eventually made it out just the same. The ground opened up into a staircase of sorts, and led us down into the cave where the verbena lived. After some discussion, we discovered that Lydia not only broke the litany, but set up the attack on the city from the Volnus. She led the Special Projects divisions right to it, and formed an agreement with Shantar, the Incarna of the Celestine Neptune, which is why nobody seems to know her deed name. The mage is doing a ritual that's gotten rid of it, and whenever she tries to stop of her own accord, she's hurt physically. Hi, I'm Arinoth, and I'm playing Twice Lived, the Hamid Get a Fenris Philodox.
Hello, I'm Bloodied Porcelain, and I'm playing Junkyard-Bitch, a Hamid Bonar Theurge.
Hi, I'm Bookkeeper, and I'm playing Charlie Fang-Banger, the Hamid Glasswalker Galliard.
Hi, I'm Gavin Cash, and I'm playing Eyes in the Dark, a Metis Shadow Lord Arun.
And I'm your Storyteller, Vironz. Last we left off, the boys were just leaving the Verbena's hideout and heading back to Winnie. And the trip back is as uneventful as the trip to the thicket was. You guys were able to get back into Winnie and make your way back to the park and rest area where all the other travelers are.
Yep.
It's about nighttime yet again. JV's been gone for almost a full day. As you guys park up, you do see her on the side of the road.
Now, it would be funny, but we probably shouldn't do the pull up, pull on the handle, but drive away just the moment before thing.
Winnie doesn't have that sensitive a pedal anyway.
Are you going to pull over?
Yeah.
And you do so. JB, you see Winnie.
I will wait for Winnie to pull up, and then I will let myself in.
Hey, JB, you, doing okay?
Yep.
Good. Good to have you back.
I will plop down in one of the seats and look annoyed at life. I guess is a good way to put it after the day I had.
Once she's on board, Charlie will start driving again.
Eyes looks between JB and Charlie and back to JB. Feels like our pack is having one of those moments where we're saying things by not saying things, but I'm bad at that. What is our plan?
I don't know. What happened while I was gone?
Well, I learned what a fax machine was.
Okay.
I learned that it takes $20 to send one. A fax, that is.
In Canada.
We had a stick.
A Talon.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
It helped us find the verbena. Found out that our favorite bitch is apparently not just behind the attack, but also working on a deal with the verbena as well as her Celestine to hide her deed name, which is why nobody seems to know it.
Which attack is she behind?
The Volnus. She's the reason why that special projects division was led there in the first place.
Oh, well. That sounds like somebody's gonna die.
I think that's the plan, yes. We met up with, well, we left our message with the leeches. I made sure we left a very deep and easy to read message on one of the, believe it was a leech light, a diet leech.
A human plus. It was one of their pets.
Yes,
Cool.
one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we met with, what's her name again?
She preferred to go by Crystal Lady.
It's Crystal Lady. There were crystals and a lady. She told us a few things. She wasn't one of us, and she wasn't a leech.
The verbena, Charlie. Or Eyes.
She was the verbena. That was okay. Yes, okay. And then there was a spirit, wasn't there? Like a ghost, I think.
All right. Did you guys talk to it or get somebody to talk to it for you?
We did talk to it. I recall it saying something about a big favor if we got rid of her, but I don't recall if it was the ghost that said that or if it was the witch verbena thing.
Okay.
Twice. You come on now.
I don't remember a ghost, but like I said, she's got a ritual being kept up by the verbena to keep her deed name hidden.
That's what it was. Yes.
Every time the verbena tries to stop it on her own, it hurts her pretty badly. Had her arm fouled up real good when we were there talking to her.
I think what Eyes might be remembering is Lydia has a spirit coming by to check up on her every now and again.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one that's enforcing things, isn't it?
Might be, yeah.
Well, I believe our goal now is to get rid of her. That, I believe, would make it easy on the witch and also make things easier to deal with amongst our own community. But then there is also, well, the meeting.
The Valkyries want you to challenge Lydia for the positions she currently occupies.
And that would mean not moving away for a while.
I could challenge her and pass the challenge off to somebody else.
That's right. That was listed as an option, yes.
It has been made clear, though, that if you did choose to remain at the Great Cairn, and this is separate from the challenge, because they don't know it's coming, or at least the leader doesn't know it's coming, as far as I'm aware. He did say specifically to mention that if you chose to take up a more permanent residence there, you'd be more than welcome.
Noted. Out of character, what sort of challenge are we talking about?
So,
Is this like a prove that I'm a better theurge than her challenge, or a kick her ass kind of challenge?
It could be both. So it could be kick her ass, it could be prove you're a better theurge, or it could be both. The idea of proving you're better theurge would probably be best suited to the idea of you summoning, like, let's say you're summoning a spirit and that you summon and bring and tame a bigger, better, badder spirit than she does.
Okay.
As example for that, the combat, you could definitely choose a champion. Might make you look a little bit less tough, but as far as you know, as far as everybody in the pack knows, Lydia has untold power. She could be incredibly strong. You know that she is of higher rank than you, than all of you, and that she has somehow had knowledge about you guys that you have not given.
Okay.
And I know you know, it's just now finding out about it, but what do you think you're going to do?
I don't know. I mean, I can find a spirit, but I can't summon one.
I see. Well, perhaps there are other ways of showing your prowess. I mean, surely the powers of yours are comparable, if not better, to hers. She's just a wet dog in a cave, while you're proud and strong member of the pack.
I'll think about it.
Good. If you need backup, if you need a champion, you know who to call.
I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the fact that I got pushed into making political moves for somebody else who could do it just as easily.
I think, based on my little exposure to things, and back when I was growing up, political is the end goal of being our kind. Survive the tough things so that you can guide others to make big changes. It's not as fun as I would like, but all the old ones seem to be in positions of leadership. I think you could be a good leader if you set your mind to it.
Yeah, I don't think that's likely.
I don't imagine you would set your mind to it, but... He shrugs.
Twice. Charlie, you guys are being really quiet. Is there anything that you two are thinking about or possibly talking about with each other?
Charlie is focused on driving until they're parked back at the camp.
This is considering alternatives in case JB decides that she's not really interested in going the route of a challenge, because the litany was broken in a rather serious way.
Yeah, it was. The only difficult part is proving it.
Do we need to prove it if we just assassinate her?
Assassinating her kind of puts us on the wrong side of the litany, my guy.
There would be less than no honor for doing that.
But isn't it more honorable to cleanse out corruption, that purity may take its place once more?
I'd say, from my point of view, this is less a matter of corruption and more a matter of betrayal. Aru died so that she could pull a personal power move.
That sounds like a bad apple, which corrupts a bunch, if I recall.
I'd say around now is when you guys pull into the campsite.
Charlie parks, turns off the RV. It does. Spoils the bunch. Rotten apple spoils the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal, such as it is. It's JB's choice what she wants to do. But whether it's her or some other member of the Sept of the Valkyries tomorrow, someone's going to challenge Lydia Ashworth with the evidence and accusations we put together. Lydia Ashworth goes down. The leader of the Great Cairn is weakened. The leader of the Great Cairn is weakened. The Smiling Buddhas can play Kingmaker, either for him or for their chosen replacement. And the Sept of the Valkyries have either one of their own or an ally, says, nodding to JB, in place at the Great Cairn, thereby ensuring they have the representation that they're after.
Oh. Not to push you immediately, I know it's still short notice, but would you rather do it yourself, JB, or would you have someone else do it? Eyes has folded over a napkin and is kind of just pulling at the edges, looking down at the napkin on the table inside of Winnie, trying not to make eye contact. It certainly would be fun to deal with her, but
Something tells me we're going to have to deal with her regardless of what I do.
Well, maybe not we at large, but I think if something bad were to happen with the challenge and she goes on a murderous rampage, we might have to stop her.
That's what I'm saying. I think regardless of what I do, we're going to have to fight her.
So do you want to have her softened up first by someone else, maybe?
No, because if you fight her, you're just going to kill her. And that kind of defeats the whole point, doesn't it?
Well, no, I wasn't meaning me. I was meaning if you let someone else challenge her, and whether or not she wins, if she does go on the murderous rampage and we have to stop her, then maybe she'll be like a little bit more tired than she would be if we started with her. Or if she
So here's
started
the
with
deal.
us.
So here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
If I challenge her, I can't summon a spirit. That's not a thing I do. It's never been a thing I do. I get enough of them drawn to me that I don't want to have to call on any of them, quite fucking frankly. I wish they'd leave me alone more often. If I challenge her on the basis of being a better theurge and knocking her off her perch, my options are to create a fetish, which is hard, especially because I'm going to need the biggest, baddest spirit I can find to do it with for it to mean anything. Or I can try to bind it into my service. Not something I'm super thrilled at the idea about, but I can do it. Either way, I have to go out and manually find the fucking spirit if I want something big enough to impress.
And that's only if you decide that you're going to be the one that takes on that challenge, right?
Yeah. It sounds like, though, from a helping our situation politically, that's the best move. I don't know if I'm going to want to stay. But if I'm going to challenge her, I should prep anyway.
It's
And
your show. I had a thought.
Okay, feel free.
Call a vote.
A vote for what?
For who should hold the office. No one likes her. It's the one place all of her experience doesn't hold up to the fact that she's a rule-breaking, lying, conniving bitch who's been taking stuff that isn't hers.
Are we allowed to do that? Are we allowed to vote people out of their positions?
Challenger can declare the standards of the challenge.
I mean, if the choice is between her and me, I bet I lose.
I bet not.
You seem to forget frequently that I have a really bad reputation.
You seem to forget that your pack has been working on your behalf.
And if there's a vote and I win, they're going to want me to stay. It's one thing to humiliate her so that they don't want her around. It's another thing if I say, hey, pick me, because then they're going to expect me to be here.
That's true. Like I said, it was a thought.
Is that what you want?
This is the first time that Eyes looks up, finally looking between JB and Charlie again.
Do you want me to stay, Charlie?
I don't know.
Either way, if we're doing this, I should go see if I can find a big bad spirit just in case. See if I can strike a fucking deal.
Do you think you'll need protection?
No. I think JB will walk out of the RV. Gonna go step over into the Umber and go hunting for a spirit that's big enough to impress.
Does that mean you're taking the mirror outside?
Wait, the RV has windows.
Yeah, the windows.
I just don't feel like I need the mirror.
The
point
mirror...
is, she is leaving. She is leaving in front of everybody because she asked Charlie a question 2 days after he pestered her to have a conversation, and he didn't have an answer for her. So she's like, "Cool, I'm gonna go."
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have to roleplay that out. She's just gonna go hunting for a spirit.
Yeah. go ahead and roll to step sideways.
Okay.
Diff 5.
5. I know it's only been 2 weeks since we played. What's the step sideways roll again?
Roll your permanent gnosis. So
Permanent gnosis, that's what it is. Cool. I was just like, there's gotta be something. And I will activate my glasses.
Okay, so it's going to be at diff 3. And you need to either roll your current gnosis or spend a gnosis.
No, I'll just spend the gnosis.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 successes. I think I'm good.
Okay. The next thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll perception and primal urge. And that is to hunt down a big bad spirit. As for everyone else, though, what are you guys talking about in the RV? Or are you guys just going to go straight to bed, having just lots of awkward silence?
No, I was just going to ask Charlie a question. Hey, Charlie,
Yeah, what's up?
is what's going on part of the whole brain thing that happens to you every once in a while, or is this you thinking really hard and being conflicted and maybe needing help?
Two days ago, I said, we need to talk. She ran away. She comes back tonight and then asks me, do I want her to stay? I don't have an immediate answer for her, so she gets upset and walks away again. I don't know what to do with that.
I understand.
Here's what I think.
Yes.
I think she's going to decide to do what she wants to do.
That is usually what happens, yes.
And I think that my opinion on that matter doesn't really matter. I think we have a job due to tomorrow. I think we're going to do it. And then we'll see.
Okay, but all right. Charlie, I can't help but feel like we're approaching a pivotal moment for this pack.
Oh, yeah. We absolutely are.
Is this something that the pack can survive? Or
I don't know.
Okay. Is this something that you will survive, Charlie?
Oh, yeah. If I can live with getting the name Fang-Banger, I can live with anything.
Okay. But just neither of you are alone here. And I will clarify this to her as well, but if you need to talk, if you want to talk, if you want to sit in silence with someone who will be silent with you.
I know where to find you, Eyes. Thanks.
Good. Okay.
I think it goes without saying that Eyes' sentiment is mirrored.
I think
But
it
I
helps
appreciate you saying.
said.
I appreciate you saying it all the same.
Of course. There's one thing that's bothering me, though, about all this. Not the pack stuff, but the issue of Lydia, I'll call it.
What's that?
He led that group that the Verbena said Lydia referred to as the technocracy to the Volnus.
Mm-hmm.
And those people, when we dealt with them on the job site, they made it clear that whatever we did to them, Their special projects division, so I guess the whole group of them are intent on doing something with it. So not only has Lydia broken the litany, not only did she cause that attack with the Volnas, but she's created a persistent problem that whatever that organization is going to be until we deal with that too. And
Yep.
the only thing that pisses me off about it the thing that pisses me off about it the most is that I don't have something that I can just slap down in an argument to prove that connection without any doubt or
With hard
subterfuge
evidence.
on her part.
Yeah, it's just our 4 words against hers, and really our 3 words because JB didn't hear that part. On the other hand, as noted, Lydia is already unpopular.
Indeed.
I don't know how much evidence we need if we make a compelling argument.
Either way, I will be ready for violence if and when it comes. It seems that is inevitable. Eyes is bad at containing his glee at the potential of violence ahead.
I feel confident, big guy, that either when we accuse her of shit or when she loses, you're gonna get your chance.
Oh, I know. I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it, but I am disheartened and a little slowed down by our friction within the pack. I am hopeful that when JB returns, we can find a way to lubricate is not the correct word, but it is the correct sentiment, to make it easier to work together. At least for dealing with Lydia, we need to be prepared as a pack.
We do. But contra bear, some wounds don't heal. You just have to learn from the scar.
You have to live long enough for it to become a scar.
That too.
Let's make that happen.
I just had a thought that might be too little too late, but it makes me wish we still had our Ragabash with us because it would have been up their alley.
What's that?
What's thought?
That spirit that comes by every time she stops the ritual. Could have set up a trap to capture it by having her start stopping the ritual. Having that spirit on hand to be able to show the rest of the cairn would be, oh, a death sentence.
Maybe.
I will think on Lydia and see her whenever we are there and try and come up with a plan.
All right. I'm going to go sit and smoke for a while. You got to get some sleep. It's a full day tomorrow.
Agreed. And Eyes is going to sit at the table inside Winnie, eyes on the door, and waiting for JB to return.
Okay, so I have 2 people staying up waiting for JB. Do I have a third also waiting?
I'm going to get some sleep, but if you need me, just wake me up. Won't be hard.
And if it takes a while, Eyes might end up dozing off in the table.
It definitely will.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a while. It's probably going to be about 3 to 4 hours before JB comes back. We are waiting on one more roll before I can say definitively.
After 2 hours, Charlie goes to bed.
Okay. Eyes, can I have you... Eyes, could I have you roll your nightmares, please?
Absolutely.
And what time is everyone hoping to wake up at?
Hey, Vironz.
Yes.
That's 11 successes. Oh wait, no, that's more than 11. I didn't put it a specialty. That's 13 successes.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. So okay. Tell me in DMs what you want. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise.
Oh,
Okay.
that
It
is
is
a failed nightmare roll.
it is probably going to be about 4 or 5 in the morning when you do get back, JB. As for Ice's nightmares, let's see. Picking up from your last nightmare, I believe you were almost being consumed by the green flame, by the balefire. You are now running in big panting sweat. You're stuck in your Hamid form. It feels like you're weakest. It feels alien to you, especially in this dream. It feels nightmare. It feels not feels alien. You're running from it as you could feel it starting to lick at your feet and burn. And you have this horrible, horrible sense of dread that you are going to be the one who brings the apocalypse, who brings the perfect menace. And you start hearing that all around you, that you're going to be the end. You're going to be the end of it all. That you are going to bring the world into ruin. And the more you run, the tired you get naturally, and the fire starts to come up close to you. You can feel it burning your back as it's starting to spread on the clothes that you're wearing.
Eyes will start screaming in his nightmare.
Yeah, and I think you are screaming out loud as JB comes back.
JB's gonna hurry over to Eyes and try to very gently wake him. Eyes, bud, wake up. You're okay. You're okay.
It's
You're
fire.
all right.
Oh, it burns.
You're okay. No fire. You're good. I'm right here.
JB.
Yeah.
As you are helping Eyes, you notice that the fire in his eyes is incredibly dimmed. His eyes look basically normal.
Do I know what that means?
No, but you know it's not right. Because no metis has ever been healed of their deformity before.
Hey,
Yeah,
what were you dreaming about other than fire?
it was the big fire was chasing me, and oh,
Was it a normal color? Was it green?
no, it was the green, the balefire, the bad one. And then it said, and everyone else was saying that that I'm the end, that I'm gonna bring the apocalypse, that I'm the menace, the one.
I kind of run a hand up and down his back. I don't know about all that.
You don't? There's
You're a badass, but ending the world kind of badass is that seems unlikely.
so
You're You're too good for that at the end of the day.
A lot of us are good, and then the rage happens.
Yeah, I know.
Won't
Better
be
than
there.
most people here, I suspect.
What if they're right? What if... JB, I'm a weapon. I'm a tool. I've been killing things since I've been born. That's what I was raised to
Eyes,
do.
we are all weapons.
Yes, we are.
I got you.
We are weapons.
Is there anybody in this RV that scares you more than I do?
Yes.
Oh?
Not any
Other
of the
than
other
yourself.
two.
You don't
Yeah.
count.
It's me. But no. No,
And rest
no.
assured, if I ever think you're going to end the world, I'll personally drag you into the Emperor and kick your ass.
Eyes extends a shaky fist and then puts a pinky out.
I will lock my pinky with his.
He grips it tight, tries not to hurt, but...
Ow, 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 ow,
Sorry. Shit.
It's okay. Deep breath.
Yeah. I'm gonna be okay.
You are.
Be okay.
I got you.
Thank you. There's a thing that scares me more than, you. It's not a person, though. It's... Will you be able to help me if this pack isn't together anymore?
As long as you're where I am, I will help you. And if you're not, I'll open up a rainbow bridge and I'll come find you and kick your ass.
Thank you. And at that, Eyes will break down in tears.
I think JB will just kind of direct Eyes to lay back down, and she will sit and kind of stroke his hair until he falls asleep again.
Thank you.
Got you, bud.
Charlie, do you have woken up to this?
Oh yeah.
Sitting and watching?
Nope. Lying there and listening, not intervening.
Okay. I'm assuming Twice is doing the same, possibly.
Yeah, he probably would have woken up to the conversation. Just listened.
What time is everyone hoping to wake up, by the way?
I have set my alarm for 8 a.m.
Yeah, Twice his normal time would probably be about 8:30.
I think JB's just gonna fall asleep until people's alarms go off because she's been up all night.
I will also have you roll your nightmares.
Okay. Nightmares is what? Willpower difficulty 7?
Correct.
Oops, that is the wrong die roller. Da-da-da. 8 willpower, difficulty 7. 3 successes. I'm good.
All right. Everybody wakes up to the sound of Charlie's alarm at 8 a.m. I think everybody's just feeling slightly on edge. I mean, the air in the RV itself feels cold. And Charlie, it's cold, but feels also empowering to you. But specifically you, it feels empowering too.
Charlie pops up and cooks breakfast.
Steak and eggs, bacon and eggs.
Yes.
Steak and bacon.
Yep.
Can I get a look at Eyes' eyes when he wakes up?
Yes. Still the same as they were when he was having his nightmares.
Is there actually like a bit of natural green poking out of what normally is pure black?
Yes. Because you got to remember, she fixed your eyes a slight bit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, God. What convenience for the nightmare.
But yeah, none of you have told JB that the Verbena did that yet, so...
I just kind of forgot, and I'm going to go with, the nightmare did not necessarily help with the remembering of any of that at the moment. He is a little focused as he kind of pushes the eggs around on his plate.
JB will eat a little bit. She's clearly a little preoccupied. When breakfast is over, and she knows that he's already eaten, she's gonna kind of look over at Eyes. Okay. I have been trying to figure out how to bring this up, because I don't want you to freak out, because I don't know if it is something that needs to be freaked out about yet. Your eyes are different.
Different how?
Less fire, more just normal.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Eyes will kind of push himself away from the table, and he'll go to look in the mirror. No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the wizard did that. Told her not to, but
Oh,
That's how-
fuck.
Did what exactly?
said she was gonna fix his eyes.
Said it would last about a day. I told her she should ask first.
Okay, so it's temporary.
So she said.
Okay, well, Eyes, let's not panic until we know that there's a reason to panic. As far as I could tell, there is nothing wrong with your spirit.
I'm not going to lie. I forgot.
Okay, well then that means it's not messing with how you're feeling.
Oh, it's not it. It was very scary though.
I believe that.
The nightmare and then the eyes and then
Just take a deep breath. We don't know if they are related. The nightmare could 100% just be you reacting to somebody using weird magic on you and it freaking you out.
could be. It's that. Oh,
As far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just the way that you look. And it's, according to the person who did it, supposed to go away. So let's just take a deep breath and not panic until we know that there's a reason to panic. Okay?
okay. I
Promised
can't believe you said
that
there's something wrong with the way I look.
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
Just meant you look different.
Sorry, Pack. Sorry. I had
Nothing to apologize.
Well, I had a nightmare. The short of it is that I may in fact be the perfect menace destined to ruin the world. It's just a nightmare, though. It's not real. And Eyes looks at Charlie and twice for validation that he is not, in fact, the menace that's going to ruin the world.
Big guy, I know 1,000 different ways to describe you. Perfect has never been one of them.
I regret I regret asking for help.
JP's gonna go over and hug Eyes.
Thank you. This nightmare's fucking me up.
Like I said, I will find you wherever you are, and I will kick your ass personally if I think you're going down that road.
Likewise.
You better. I'm hungry.
So, before we
Eyes will
get going,
finally eat.
oh, I waited until after breakfast
Okay,
specifically.
never mind. Cool.
I wanted you to be able to eat.
I was going to have a small snack after expending all that energy on tears and anxiety.
Post-cry snacky. JB will look over at Charlie. You got a minute?
Yeah.
She will gesture at the door, as in a after you.
Charlie will step outside, light a cigarette.
I have handled the bring something big and intimidating to the challenge bit, and I think maybe
Okay.
headed her off at the pass at the same time.
Okay.
She's been working with an Incarna. It's working with me now.
Cool.
It took all night, but I found it. So
We're going to spend the first part of the day getting space set up, so you can nap if you need to. Nobody will be there till this afternoon.
okay. While they're talking, JB pulls out the tears and is going to take 4 of them so that she can bump her gnosis back up to full, because she's probably going to need it.
How many of those do you have left?
4.
Can I take 2?
Sure, I don't know why you're outside when we're trying to have a private conversation, though.
Oh, sorry. That brightened things down, got distracted. Ice is not out there at the moment. My bad.
I don't know how to handle what happened the other. There have been plenty of times in the time that I have known you, Charlie, that I've wanted to hit you, but I've never actually done it. Not like that. And I don't know. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know how to. I couldn't stop it. It just happened. I thought about you and somebody else, and I lost it. And I've only ever lost my temper like that a handful of times, and they were in the first days that I was like this, when I didn't know what was going on. So if you want me to stay, because you don't want me around because of that, I get it. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop it from happening again. Because I still don't know exactly what the fuck happened in the first place. But if that's what we do, if you want me to stay and I stay, you have to promise me that you will call me if Eyes ever gets into trouble, so that I can be there. Because I made him.
Both of them already said they'd be happy to stay too.
So
And the
what, you're
Valkyries
just gonna
brought it
leave?
up. I haven't decided yet.
I don't want you leaving by yourself.
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but your opinion on what I do next vanished when you ran away again.
I didn't run away, Charlie. I went and looked for a fucking spirit to do this.
And yesterday?
I told you. Oh, the lady. Yeah. There was some bitch tracking us. She had weird shit going on in the Umbra. I did my job, and then I got lost. Not proud of it. It took a while to find my way back. I had to go to the city first, because it was the only point of reference I had. Out of character, I am just now realizing that apparently none of y'all saw the bitch that I chased.
Correct.
I didn't know that. I assumed, as the player who wasn't here, that everybody saw her.
No. JB also might have assumed that everybody saw.
I didn't just run away. I went after somebody who was following us. I don't know if that matters or not, but
it does. It does. But you come right back and ask me whether I want you to stay, and I don't have an immediate answer for you, and you get mad again.
I got frustrated because 2 days ago you yelled at me for not being ready to have a conversation. I assumed you saw the bitch that I went after. Otherwise, you would have called me back.
I tried.
I didn't hear you. Which is its own weird, confusing problem that we should probably look into at some point. Because I didn't know that could happen. But I didn't hear you call me back. And when I didn't hear you call me back, I assumed it was because you saw her and you knew what was going on.
Do you want to stay?
I don't know.
How are you expecting me to have an answer when you don't and it's your life?
I just found out that this was the plan like 12 hours ago, Charlie.
I have about 12 hour. Yeah, I have about a 12-hour head start on you.
The one thing I know is that I don't want you alone. Regardless of what happens, you need the pack. You need a pack. If that means I go with you and the others stay, if that means that we all leave together, I don't care. What I care is that you're not alone. Let's be real. If I stay here, it's only a matter of time before I piss somebody off anyway and they kick me out, so. But if it'll help what we're doing for me to stay, then I'll stay. And if you want me to stay, I will.
I don't know how many times we're going to have to fight for you to make you see what you're worth. But I'm hoping it's just one more, because that may be all I got left. We should go.
Fine.
Charlie will climb back into the Winnebago.
JB will follow. Go sit at the back.
All right. Assuming heading off to the meeting site to make sure it's all prepped.
Indeed.
Right. JB's going to crawl into bed and go to sleep. She's going to nap while the boys do the work.
Yeah, it takes, say, about an hour because you're just going straight across town. And this isn't necessarily a small city. But you arrive, it's about, I'd say, 10 or 11 a.m. because of that time. And it seems to be empty at the moment. Almost like there was like some sort of manifest put to the like dockyard to say like, hey, keep this area cleared for this day.
Yes. Looks like the place.
Sure does. Let's start organizing some spools. Anything that doesn't have cable or wire on it anymore, I'm going to make some tables.
Okay. There's definitely a few things like that around.
Once we have that, we'll get some chairs together. Put them in a big, like a kind of like a horseshoe. I want an open space on one end for people to come in and be able to talk to everybody at once.
Sorry, I just had a brain fart. What's the next thing you're doing after setting up the empty spools as tables? Just making some chairs?
Yeah, once we do that, we'll get some chairs.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Is there any spiritual preparations you guys want to do? Or perhaps have certain areas covered so that way there's a surprise attacks or anything?
Eyes will ask if he needs to be front and center for this, or if he's okay being in the side or the background to aid in ambushes should the need arise.
Lurk as you will, big guy. I need to talk to one of the cruise ships. Give me a second. I'm going to turn on persuasion. As soon as I remind myself what that die pool is.
Yeah, make sure you increase the difficulty for that, for the clip you're carrying.
That just that reduces my gnosis.
Oh, right. Yeah, this isn't a gnosis roll.
Yep. Okay, so yay! And with my social difficulties lowered, I'm going to talk to. I'm going to talk to any cruise ship staff I can find and see if I can get them to let me borrow one of their big tarp tents. Since it's the middle of January, probably there are no cruises coming out. I'd be happy to pay them, but we could really use a big tent to cover our little meeting.
Yeah, there's a guy you find, and as you're explaining your like that you'd be willing to pay, because like, nah, man, you're good. You don't need to pay. I trust you.
That's lovely of you to say, but just in case, put it to you this way: why don't you hold on to this $200, and if there's any damage to the tent, then that'll cover it. The rest is your fee.
Okay.
Thanks. You're my hero.
All right. So you got your tent, you got area covered. Again, spiritual stuff you guys want to do? Any rites? Gifts? Anything else?
Not yet on my end.
Once JB wakes up, I will ask her if there's anything she wants to do. But
there isn't much I can do until the time comes.
Nothing's coming to mind for me neither.
Because I'm pretty sure in order to do the challenge thing, I have to do it in front of people. So
All right. Generally, the rest of the time is uneventful. You guys do get a few stares from other people as you know, this whole makeshift meeting area. And unless you guys do anything else, once it becomes closer to 3:30ish in the afternoon is when you start seeing some of the Valkyries show up. And one of them is, well, one is carrying a staff and another a spear. And then the other is just kind of...
Sorry. Can I do like rite of cleansing before people start showing up? I'm sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and do the roll, which is... Oh, I just had it.
So rite of cleansing is supposed to be on like a person or an object?
You can do it in the area.
Okay.
It causes rain. It's
okay.
the big one that like would require a lot more time. Like the Rite of the Open Sky would be quite a lot more.
Right, but I don't have that. I was told I couldn't take that.
Correct.
Okay. I need to know what the difficulty is.
So we're going to do it at standard difficulty for now.
Okay. It doesn't say what I'm supposed to roll.
You are supposed to be rolling. It is a...
Just says to spend a gnosis point, and the difficulty is based on the level of taint. But the description doesn't tell me what I'm supposed to roll.
Oh, goddamn, I literally just... tell me what type of rite it is. I just... Like, I was looking at it, and then I scrolled, and then I left. It's Rite of Accord. Charisma, Rituals, difficult... yeah, Charisma, Rituals.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It is based on the type of rite.
Yeah, it's either based on the type of rite, or it gives you a dice pool in the system.
Charisma Rituals, huh?
And the Mystic would only apply to Mystic Rituals.
And difficulty what?
Difficulty standard.
Okay. I'm gonna burn a willpower just to be safe. 5 successes.
Okay. Yeah, as you do so, before they arrive, it kind of then starts to begin to like rain, all like almost selectively around this like meeting place. Anyone who... Well, actually, no. I'm going to give this specifically to Twice. Twice, it smells. For you, it smells extremely like petrichor. Smell of rain. Smell before rain. Everybody else, you just get the vague scent and feeling, but Twice, you get it very strong. But as I was saying before, the Valkyries arrive around 3:30-ish p.m. It's 3 women. One is holding a staff, one is holding a spear, and the other flanking the one with the staff on the right. She holds nothing. The one with the staff is the old wizened lady who was the right master when you guys were contacting Juno.
JB, your Nana's here.
I will roll my eyes at Charlie and give him like the dirtiest of looks. And then pop another tear on my tongue. Pump my noses back up to full. And then make my way over to say hello to the Valkyrie ladies. We don't have to play that out. JB's just gonna go and attempt to be polite.
Yeah. Yeah, so they say hi, they give the kind introductions, and they kind of look for like where to sit. And the old lady is gonna like look to Charlie, just gonna like, where should I sit?
Big side.
You're the first people here, so I think that means you get to pick.
Oh. Okay. And she's just gonna like find a place to sit, and just she looks kind of awkward about it, but she's just gonna sit down. The next people to show up are actually from the Great Cairn. And they're about 15 or so minutes after the Valkyries show up. You see the Sept leader, the kind of old man, the very traditional silver fang look. He's even wearing a pelt of a deer over him, kind of to in the very regal fashion. Though it's a pelt, so. And beside him beside him is Lydia, and the other Sept leader that Twice and JB were talking to. Lydia looks not entirely happy when she spots JB. But there is some hopefulness in her eyes that everyone else can see.
JB pretends not to notice.
All right. And then on the dot, Webwalker will show up all by themselves. So, Mr. Moore, we're all here, we're all gathered. Is there anything you would like to say before we get into our arguments?
Yeah. Before Webwalker goes into the tent, there's gonna come a moment where the leader of the Great Cairn is going to lose their key support. And at that moment, you will get to choose who you want to be in charge, and they will know they owe you.
Interesting. And who would you suggest that I back up? Or should I follow the lead of the Valkyries?
If Valkyries have an opinion, that might not be a bad shout, but I trust you to know your own interests better than I do.
He suggested we come with an open mind. We are here with an open mind.
Peachy.
With that, they'll wait for you to step aside, and they will enter the tent. With that, everybody, we are going to go to our break.
Thank you for watching Under a Blood Red Moon. If you enjoy this story, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow more of our content. You can find all of our actual plays on our website at www.hallowedhavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/hallowedhavenstudios. Your support helps make more stories like this possible.
Welcome back, everybody. As we see ourselves in as we come into the tent, as everybody is there.
Okay, before we go in the tent, Charlie is going to call a pat together. All right, huddle up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he goes like this. Twice, you lay the accusation, then I'll tell the story. If that doesn't provoke her into an immediate fight, JB, that's when you'll issue the challenge. Got it?
Yep.
Got it.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right. As you guys walk in, you see the leaders of each of the septs sitting at the table, the Great Cairn and the Valkyries, the leaders are flanked by two of their subordinates. You guys know Lydia. You guys, JB and Twice, have talked to the other, sept leader for the Great Cairn. And you guys know the Valkyries as well. Webwalker, god damn it. Webwalker is the only one who's alone, and they seem incredibly comfortable.
Thank you all for coming. We're here today to hash out some differences and to try and get everybody on singing from the same sheet of music before we talk to a bunch of leeches. But before we do that, my Philodox has something to say.
And Weiss will stand up and fold his hands behind his back. It's come to our attention that I'll just use the name she gives everybody, Lydia Ashworth, has not only broken the litany, but created a persistent problem for us as an organization that doesn't have any thoughts of Gaia in mind, is now not only aware of, but intent upon using the location of the Volnus to their own ends. He's armed. Oh, sorry.
You guys could see Lydia start tensing up ever so slightly.
In doing this, she's armed the worm, whether the group that is seeking to use it is aware of that or not. And he's just going to look dead at her when he says that.
Her gaze, as she's now staring right back at you, does send a bit of a shiver down your spine.
Do I need to roll anything to hold it?
No.
'Cause even with the shiver, he'd still be holding it.
Yeah.
Charlie will step into the center of the horseshoe and clap his hands. And I'm going to spend a point of willpower to use Command the Gathering. I roll appearance plus leadership. Difficulty equals the highest willpower among those whose attention I seek to gain. So the highest willpower in the group.
Okay. Difficulty 8.
8.
That might be
Figured it
my
might
fault.
be.
Sorry, Charlie.
That's all right. I don't need much. 2 is enough. So as Charlie recites from memory verbatim their conversation with Delphine Summers, no one can interrupt him unless they spend at least 2 points of willpower to do so.
You see her. It's very clear to all of you and the Valkyries, not so much to the Great Cairn leader or Webwalker. But she is clenching her jaw. You can see the tightness in the muscles as the jaw goes up and slightly around the temple as well. She's just staring. From now having her ice cold gaze on Twice, it is now on you, Charlie. She's not going to interrupt you.
Can I try and provoke her into a frenzy?
Sure.
So I refer to her as this litany-breaking slaver calling herself a representative of the Guru Nation. Tell me what you want.
What you really want.
I have a rhetoric specialty in expression, if you want that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you expression and manipulation.
Sure.
Because you are trying to manipulate and goad her into a frenzy.
What's difficulty?
Let's go for 8 again.
Okay.
You're going against her willpower.
Is my persuasion still active?
Yes.
So that will drop it by 1. And I put on the exact same smirk that got me hit the other day.
Okay.
5 successes.
Listen here. You snot-nosed, sniveling rat.
Now, to do that, she did have to spend 2 points of willpower.
Oh, she's waiting for you to be done talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure who you're referring to. I do not know anybody named by the name of Delphi Summers. And I surely would never have worked for anyone that supports Pentex or the destruction of our nation. And I can't believe that any of you would dare accuse me of such.
Normally, I'd take exception to being called a liar, especially in my role as the voice and memory of my pack. But I think these elders here can see that for themselves. And I think someone else has something to say to you.
JB will step up. A few days ago, I crossed over into the Umbra to look into a group of birds that were bound together by some sort of strange worm-tainted spirit that had corrupted them on lands that you're responsible for, outside of a private cairn that you've claimed. You failed at your job. You betrayed your position. You've betrayed the spirits. You've betrayed our people. You're unworthy of it, of the position. And I'm here to make sure that this is your last day in false service. And then there's like a long pause, and then JB goes, bitch.
The Great Cairn leader looks shocked, angry, frustrated, and he snaps his neck at her, glares, and for the first time you guys see her cower just a little bit. And he's going to look at JB. This is a challenge. This is a promise.
This is a challenge. Any Theurge worth their salt can keep worm-tainted spirits off their land, and she can't. She doesn't deserve the title.
With the rain pouring down around you guys, you hear the pitter-patter on the tarp. I have business to attend to in the cairn. And having my own private cairn, having my own private space is nothing to be ashamed of by any means. And the fact that there was a
need
worm
one if you weren't hiding shit.
And if there was a worm-tainted creature there, which I honestly don't even know, you could be lying out of your own damn little rat mouth. It was there because I was too busy helping the Great Cairn, the greatest cairn out of the entire Americas.
That's funny, because we went to the Great Cairn minutes after it happened, and you weren't there. And I will look at the elder that I spoke to that day for confirmation.
He will nod solemnly. Go like, and he will say to the audience, "She was gone," which she will take a step back from everybody else and say, "I was
Challenge has
gone."
been issued. Step up and answer it, or step down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. State your terms.
Finding a spirit to serve us.
Sure.
The most powerful you could manage.
Oh. Oh dear, you're about to humiliate yourself. The leader of the Great Cairn is going to stand up and motion for everybody to leave the tent. As he does that, he's saying, "Binding spirits usually happens in the Umbra. With the rain, I'm sure that we can all step sideways and witness."
JB will look over at her pack, lower her sunglasses enough for them to see her eyes, and wink. And then we'll step sideways.
I gives 2 big thumbs up.
I need you to roll diff 7. Are you gonna bring
Diff
your
7
pack?
with my glasses on?
Diff 5 with glasses on. Actually, no. You would need to activate them. It's been an A night since you've used them.
Oh, that's fair. What is the gnosis for the things? 7?
Give me a second. 7.
Pool of 7. Yeah, it's pool of 7, difficulty 7.
And you need a success.
3. We're
Yeah,
good.
you're good. Are you bringing your pack with you in this as well?
How much harder is that going to make my life?
Not harder at all.
Then sure.
Yeah, there's no increase.
JB will flex.
It's not exactly a flex. It's the benefit of having a totem, but
Hey, listen. It's a little bit of a flex to pull everybody with you.
yeah, to pull your pack with you, yeah.
Pull of 7, difficulty 5. Ugh,
Yeah.
Only 2. Hold on. Do I need to spend a willpower to make it instant? Or to re-roll those 2 to make it instant?
Sure.
Okay, I will do that then.
It's a matter of 10 seconds.
Yeah, but I don't want to look bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're good.
oh,
We're good.
oh yeah.
That's 5. Everybody steps over instantly.
And as you cross over instantly, you need to wait about 10 seconds to a minute for everyone to cross over. Lydia was instant, where the other 2 members of the Great Cairn took about a minute, with the Valkyries and Webwalker taking about 10 seconds each, respectively.
Okay. JB will stand there in her full glory. I think the only person in the pack who has seen her back, like, in her new and improved, like, I'm a whole ass fucking lightning storm instead of just walking lightning. The only person who'd seen her before now is Eyes, I think.
Correct.
You're right.
So Charlie and Twice actually get to see that JB isn't just living lightning anymore. She's literally storm clouds with lightning arcing out of them.
In the shape of Hamid form at the moment, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Upgrades.
What did you say?
I said upgrades.
Upgrade.
Level up. Yeah, and as everybody's crossed over, this is the first time you guys are seeing Lydia in the Umbra as well. And she is pure ice. She is this moving ice sculpture. And frankly, to everybody, it is stunning. She looks beautiful like this. But her features are, especially for her face, are more defined than JB's, as, you know, her form is a solid, where JB's is a gas. So, Junkyard-Bitch, do you need me to summon the spirits for you, or do you have one on retainer?
I have one that will call when I come, or come when I call. Not that I hugely need it. JB will look around. There are already a bunch of spirits collecting towards her because that's how Spirit Magnet works.
Yep. And it's a little bit frustrating for the other Garu there, but they don't seem too displeased. I mean, all these spirits that are gathering around you are
Friendly.
wild-esque, friendly definitely, but they're wild-esque, but city tainted, so Weaver tainted. The only one who looks genuinely happy with all the spirits is Webwalker, because Webwalker is a true glasswalker.
We're also on the edge of the city. There's not a whole lot I could do about the spirits on offering here.
No. But yeah, she's Lydia's going, all right, let the challenge begin. As she goes into a kneeling position and mutters a few words. And all of you, except for JB, have this aura of cold wash over all of you. And then you see it as well as the mist gathers. And it begins to form and looks like these threads that are, then it goes into these threads of mist that start to bind and weave into this being that is easily as tall as all of you in Krynos form. Is gonna say, Miss Ashworth, why do you call on me? I call on you so that I can bind you and use you and help defeat a pestilent little bratty bitch. Miss Ashworth, I cannot be bound for you. Then it looks over to JB.
Oops.
JB will do the closest thing to a spirit bowing. Shantar.
It's very strange for everyone else looking, because
It's a spirit. It knows what I'm doing.
the spirit knows, but not everybody else, because you are a technically incorporeal form.
Yep.
The hell is that thundercloud doing?
She will bow. Shantar, Loom Maker, would you do me the honor of allowing me to bind you to my service?
Her
Yes.
job, big guy. She's doing her job.
Yes, Junkyard-Bitch. I will allow you to bind me into your service. What would you have me do?
I will look over at Lydia.
She is distraught and frustrated, and you have about 5 seconds before she lashes out at you. You could tell that you have the briefest amount of time to give a command.
Put this bitch down.
Okay.
Eyes,
That is delightfully vague.
Yes,
be ready.
always am.
To be fair, part of Charlie getting Shantar on her side was explaining exactly all the bullshit that Lydia's been up to. So JB's just like, we'll let the spirits handle this how they should, because they're the ones she's been abusing.
Yeah. Okay, I need to pull up the exact thing.
It may have shocked the storyteller a little bit by allowing the spirit to pick what it wants to do to her.
Yeah, I wasn't totally expecting that, but it's perfect. So it very quickly, but all of you recognize it. Will begin kind of like it'll summon a thread of mist and start like weaving it very, very, very quickly. And it turns into a trident. And this trident is exceedingly tall. This is easily like 12 feet tall, and it's humongous. And Lydia gets up and tries to lunge at JB as the trident stabs down. And
It's worth noting JB does not move even when she jumps at her.
All right. And the middle part bisects Lydia almost perfectly. And there is a gasp let out by a couple of the Valkyries. And the Sept leader as well.
JB will walk over as she is beginning to like die, as the light is fading from her eyes, and she'll lean in and go, "Don't fuck with the spirits." And then she'll step back and let the spirit finish its thing.
It doesn't need to do anything more as cracks begin to form in Lydia's spirit form.
Hey,
and it's,
hey, eyes.
Yeah.
He got forked.
And got turned into dinner. Did you see that?
Yeah, eyes. I saw it.
Okay.
And then to make her point, JB will break the binding. Bow again to Shantar. Thank you.
I will let the others know what you have done. Jupiter will be proud. As it dissipates and the cracks that were forming on Lydia widen and then shatter and turn into mist, and then nothing, as her form is gone.
Can I like speak normally as a spirit?
Yeah.
JB will look over at the leader of the Great Cairn. Weighed, measured, found wanting. And then I will step sideways and take my pack back to the physical realm and let people catch up.
Yeah, diff 3. It's something that you barely need to roll, but if you want, go ahead. And
7 successes.
Jesus, fuck.
JB has waited all season to roll this well.
Yeah. And as you all go back, it takes about a minute in total for everyone else to come back. You don't know if there was any talking or if they were just taking longer to cross through the gauntlet.
When we're on the physical side, JB will look over at the rest of her pack. Kind of a not saying anything, but the look on her face is obviously, please tell me that went well.
Eyes gives 2 big thumbs up once again.
You did great.
Never had any doubts.
Surprised it went that easy, to be honest.
All right. Well, sadly, the easy part's done. Now we got to talk.
I'll shut up for the rest of this.
Hard part.
The rest of the leaders cross over, and then the Valkyries and Webwalker are the first ones to enter the tent. The Great Cairn Sept leader and his subordinate wait and look at JB.
Charlie makes eye contact with Webwalker.
They will
Are they
give.
gonna say anything, or are they just looking at me? Sorry.
No, it's okay. They're gonna look at you for about like 30 seconds. It's kind of awkward. Webwalker will give the ever so slightest, faintest nod to Charlie. But as for the Great Cairn people, the leader will say, "So, you wish to replace her? The position does not need to be permanent. Just long enough for you to train a successor. Though, of course, you are always welcome to stay."
JB will look back at her pack.
Eyes raises a single brow over his shades.
They are welcome too. Exposing corruption and doing what you all have done is good.
JB will meet Charlie's eyes, and he'll hear of her face bare. Will you stay if I stay long enough to train somebody?
Do I need to toss Charlie a monologue token?
I've infected the whole HHS group.
No,
with
no,
monologue
no. I'm just trying to get Charlie to talk.
Charlie, there's a long silence, then just a yes.
JB will turn back to the leader. I'll stay and train someone for you, however long that takes.
Much appreciated. You do
My
not need
pack
to
stays
take.
with me.
That can be arranged and dealt with accordingly, as we have with all other leaders. We are not assuming that you will take on the rest of her roles, only as the master of the right.
JB will shrug. I'll help with whatever needs help.
Let us join the others. And he'll walk in first. And then the other elder.
JB will stay with the pack for a minute and then realize that she's supposed to follow because she's now, I guess, a part of that. And then there's the moment of, oh shit, and she curries after them.
Go sit down, master of the right.
she follows along looking very awkward.
The sub-leader will look very confused as you're like standing by him if you do. And so does the other elder. Like they just look very confused.
They look confused by the fact that I am taking up
If
position
you-
as their right
No,
master?
no. If you stand next to the sept leaders of the Great Cairn, they will look very confused if you do so.
No?
Okay. As the rest of you go in, the rest of the leaders for the city will look to Charlie first. Is there any other matters you wish to bring up? Webwalker is going to say.
No, I think that's it. But I figure you all have some business to get to, and we have till 11.
As I wish to not have to monologue by myself for like 20 minutes discussing all the details.
I mean, apparently we have a token for it.
No. That was just a prompt. So the Great Cairn is conceding to a lot of the ideas that the Valkyries are bringing up, specifically in relation to what they want to do in the city proper, and Webwalker is taking notes and is offering some logistical opportunities, and talking specific like money amounts for what the Valkyries want to do to help provide support for women and those who are in abusive relationships or perhaps need any form of mental counseling. And they Webwalker even floats the idea by herself of perhaps starting a drug rehabilitation center for those who wish to get sober. Then the Valkyries will bring up to the Great Cairn how they want more respect within the city as well, in the dealings going on between each seps, and they agree to the sept leader agrees to do so, and even apologizes for past actions upon the idea of them being manipulated by Lydia. And the conversations last until about 10 p.m., where the Great Cairn leader offers up. Perhaps we should all take a snack break. Talking and having meetings for this long is draining.
Yeah, sure.
And they all disperse for a bit, under the promise of being back before 11.
Can I catch the right master for the Valkyries before they go?
Sure.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to let you start.
I'm going to approach her. Hi.
Hi, dear. Or, I guess, fellow right master.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna stick around long enough to train somebody for them. So, in the coming days, I'd like your input on kind of person you'd find it easiest to work.
Most likely, someone who isn't like you. In the kindest ways possible.
Yeah, that's fair.
Perhaps someone like your ancestor. Perhaps you
I'll
can
see what I
consult
can do.
her,
That's a
or perhaps you can
tall
consult.
order.
It is. Consult her perhaps invite her to share your eyes.
Sure. I'll give that a shot. Okay, you should go eat. Thanks.
I can eat later. How are you doing?
I'll I'll shrug a little bit. I don't know. It was weird. I kind of figured I'd spend the rest of my life, and she'll gesture over at the RV, moving around doing stuff. Weird to think that there's a chance we stay. Not a plan to, but a chance.
Well,
Not used to being in one place for long.
why do you think that is?
I mean, we are a questing pack, so
Pack natures change over time, as do people, as have you. Even in the brief bit that I have known you, you have changed.
yeah, maybe. People don't like me very much, though. That may also have something to do with it. I make it difficult for us to stay in one place because people eventually get sick of me. And she kind of smiles a little bit.
She'll chuckle kind of deeply as well.
I don't take a lot of shit from people, and that's a problem for a lot of elders. No offense.
Oh, I take no offense to it. I was young once. I wanted to tell all the people who were in the position I'm in now to stuff it deep inside their assholes. Once I even threatened someone that I would reach in and pull out their stomach.
That's awesome. Eyes pissed me off once when the pack first got together, and I told him that I was gonna pull him through the Umbra ass first. And then I did it, and he's never quite looked at me the same.
Eyes nods grimly from a distance. Ears burning.
Boy, if you are gonna eavesdrop, come closer.
Ears burning.
I do not have the energy to shout.
Fine. Slipping out of the shadows that he's been hiding in for just in case something happens, he'll stroll on over.
JB will pat him on the back as he comes over. Hi, bud.
Hey. You did really good in there.
She did very good. I was not expecting the Incarna of Neptune to come bitch slap and kill that awful, horrendous woman.
Well, when you abuse the spirits and they find out how bad it is, they have a tendency to hit back pretty hard.
The Celestines operate with a lot of wrath.
Yes.
I imagine that their court is going to have a meeting. Shantar will most likely be punished for aiding. Well, it's not necessarily its fault. Punishment is still needed.
That's above my pay grade.
It's above all of ours. And she'll just gesture to literally like the whole area, just kind of basically saying, mere mortals cannot comprehend.
I talked to Shantar before any of that went down, and it knew what I was going to ask.
Smart. You probably could have done the one that you're affiliated with as well. I might have
Yeah, but it seemed more poetic to use hers.
Poetic, yes. The thrill of seeing two Incarna battle each other in front of our very eyes. Or perhaps have the one of Jupiter provoke Lydia and shock her. Like your little lightning. Perhaps if it shocked her, I would have laughed so much. I might have peed a little.
Goodness. Did you dislike her that much?
No, it just would have been very fitting.
Yeah, well, I figured the Incarna she'd been using to accomplish vile ends had the most right to deal with her as it saw fit.
Indeed.
And then that way any punishment is something that it went into knowing it would have to deal with.
Neptune will have to deal with the other Celestines. May not be great for them. But we won't see it.
Nope. Anyway, I do need to go eat. I sort of slept most of the day because I was up all night tracking down Shantar.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
And JB will give a little wave and go and join her pack for nom noms. And eats like she is starving.
On the way, since Ice has already slipped out of the shadows to make his presence known, he'll reiterate something he's already told Charlie of, JB, I know you've already promised to help me should things turn out bad later on, and this isn't necessarily in reaction to, I was thinking about it beforehand, the nightmare threw everything around. Anyways, to say, should you need anything, should the pack face struggles and you find that you need assistance in ear and eyes, anything to that effect, I am here for you, just as I am here for the rest of us. If you need to talk, I am capable of listening, but on those occasions where we need to sit in silence and just vibe, I think is what they say, then we can do that as well.
I got you.
Okay.
We're going to go eat now. I'm starving. I haven't eaten since yesterday. Well,
Let's
I had a
fix
little
that.
bit of breakfast. That was it.
We should fix that then, yes.
Charlie.
Yep.
As you... Well, where are you going in particular first?
When everybody breaks, Charlie will go back to Winnie.
You're going to get a message on your pager. I'm outside on the other side of the door. On the other side of Winnie from the door. Or your Winnebago, I should say.
He will hop through the driver's side seat, pop open the door, step out.
You see Web Walker there. Not that it probably wasn't really much of a surprise to you.
Yep.
Mr. Moore. Did you want me to
Yes.
throw my weight behind your companion?
I think the bigger point was for you to pick which sept leader you wanted to back, but he's worth supporting.
I trust the Valkyries more than the Great Cairn, only because they are of smaller numbers. It's less to keep track of.
And they trust her. So.
Which means I trust the Great Cairn for now. Does me calling you Mr. Moore upset you?
I had to get over people calling me whatever a long time ago.
I realize I have been cold. and have been very calculated towards you, because I could not tell what the end goal was. I think I have seen, or now have, a proper idea of what your end goal is. What name would you prefer? Mr. Moore, Charlie, or Fang-Banger?
Charlie's fine.
Thank you. I must apologize. If you plan on staying, even for a brief bit, we have jobs that we need help with. The internet is becoming bigger. And we could use the help of someone skilled in speech and writing. Assist us in either public ways against Pentext and its subsidiaries, or perhaps in litigious ways.
You should talk to Twice. I think if anything, this whole endeavor shows off the problem of tribes and their septs being a little too insular. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to be around that long.
It's disappointing to hear you won't be around that long. However, to extend the job offer to your packmate.
I'll let him know.
Thank you again, Charlie. I will see you later.
Cheers.
With that, they walk off. Does
Charlie
anybody
will climb back in and wait for the pack so that they can go get dinner.
JB will stop Eyes and Twice from going inside. Can you guys give us like 2 minutes? Then I promise we'll leave.
Okay.
Say something over Face Bear when you need us.
Yeah.
JB will climb up into the RV.
Hey, Twice, what do you think they're going to do?
Hopefully it's not what you probably think, because I think he has more stamina than 2 minutes.
Eyes is just laughing outside of Winnie at that point then.
It is a very audible laugh.
You want Chinese food? Where are the others?
They're on their way. I asked them to give us a minute. Thank you for staying. If you hadn't, I'd have told them that they were on their own.
Why?
She kind of looks around at Winnie and then back at him. I've spent a long time, last couple of years, thinking that I didn't really have a home. And then when they offered to let me stay, I realized that it's not. I did have a home, but I don't have it if you're not there. So. And none of this is me saying that I'm not a pain in the ass or that I'm not going to be a pain in the ass in the future. This is who I am. We're going to get into fights and I'm going to need to walk away for a little while if I'm mad enough. And you're going to have to learn to accept that not every argument gets to happen on the schedule that you want it to happen on. And if you can adjust to that, I will do my best not to get so mad so often.
The barest hint of a grin. I will take your terms under advisement.
If you smirk at me like that, can't promise I won't hit you again.
Now, this is me wanting to egg it on. Charlie, does your grin grow?
No.
Aw.
And when it doesn't get bigger, JB will step over and wrap her arms around his waist and just put her head on his chest. This is home for me. Doesn't have to be Winnie. Could be in a goddamn tent for all I care. I've literally made places to sleep out of cardboard boxes. But it's not home if you're not there. Now, I'm hungry.
Well, then tell the other two to stop laughing and get in here.
Over Face Bear, you guys can come in now. JB will pull out of the hug.
Eyes will ask over Face Bear, are you sure or do you need more time?
Trust me, if we were going to do that, you'd know.
And
Okay.
over Face Bear, you'll just hear twice say, told you. And he'll open the door so they can get in.
Eyes will laugh again on the way in then.
And JB will take her place in the shotgun seat again, because it's been a few days since she's done that.
All right. Getting food is kind of brief. You guys have to get it to go, and you have to find a place that has the clearance, the height clearance.
Yep.
So it takes a little minute, but you're able to get your food and drive back, and you're there. You get back around 10:45, 10:50-ish. And you can kind of see the rest of the leaders pull up, like some walking. You see Webwalker in a luxurious car because Glasswalker. Is there any other business you guys would like to talk about?
All right.
I don't think so.
No one kill the vampire unless I say so.
Fine.
I'm waiting for you to say so.
Okay. And with that, you guys, well, is the pack waiting outside the tent and having the leaders inside, or is everyone waiting outside for the vampire to come?
We'll wait inside for the vampire to come.
Okay.
It's raining. I gotta wait on the rain for that, bozo.
JB doesn't mind waiting in the rain. The rain feels good to her. This is normal for her.
All right. Anybody else waiting?
Yeah,
Twice will wait with JB.
eyes will hang out with Charlie.
All right. And you guys, Twice and JB, you guys see. Oh my. I forgot his fucking name. Give me a second. You guys see Prince Siegfried walk up, and he is all by himself, and he is wearing a impeccable suit. He nods at JB and Twice. You can see him kind of flinch a teensy bit with the rain landing on him.
JB does not hide the little smirk that crosses her face. She'll step back and gesture to the entrance to the tent. Everybody's waiting on you.
He nods and walks in. He sees the one open, like the last open seat at this round knot table.
Come on in. Sit down.
All right. Well, I'm here. Assuming we won't talk. Which one of you has signed up to help be my exterminator for unwanted kindred in the area who are above the population limit? He looks around and sees the Valkyries nod their head. They
In
all
addition,
of them nods their head.
in addition to our little pack, these fine ladies have also agreed to help you out with your little problem. If you can provide us with information relating to the Special Projects Division and their various shell companies. If you can't, well,
I can gather information. I do not have it handy or in my head at the moment. The name is familiar. I cannot give shell companies of something I do not fully remember.
I will recall the name of the company that was trying to build the toy factory.
I don't think I, as a storyteller, gave one, but
Nope.
but
there were plans in there, so I presume they would have
yes.
had a name on them.
Yeah, no, they definitely had names. And he's just gonna look a tiny bit surprised, but nod his head. So, you want me to take care of them? You want me to find out all of their ties?
Yeah, I need to know who they were, who they are now, and what other faces they're hiding behind.
Information can be delivered, but like I said, I do not have it right now.
Well, as soon as you provide it, we will be happy to help you with your population problem.
Permanent population problem.
Mm.
Visitors are allowed, or fledglings who are going to be leaving the city with their sire will be allowed until they are gone. But yes, we will find and provide the information. Should not be that difficult for us.
Ducky.
How far back would you like the information? I have my ways, and I will most likely be able to go back as many years as you would care for.
I'm going to cast a glance over to the other Garu. Does anyone seem a little verklempt at that idea? Like it might drag a skeleton out of the closet.
There is. I don't think anybody's looking like worried. There is some burning rage in the air specifically from like the sept leader of the Great Cairn. The Valkyries don't look too pleased with the deal that they have to take, but they would rather, make sure everybody gets along than have an all-out war.
As far back as... Oh, go ahead.
And Webwalker looks surprised at how much Siegfried is willing to give up.
As far back as you can go.
Perhaps to the origin of the issue?
That'd be great.
I'll put word in with my contacts. Now, I would ask, this is my only ask, if the rest of you can agree to this, that you leave my hospital alone and that you try to have any and all of your kinfolk diverted to other hospitals and make sure that they do not give their blood.
I don't think we're that excited to get your medical care anyway.
Have you ever seen a kindred feast on a Garu before?
No. Seen it the other way around, though.
Not very surprising. When a kindred feeds on one of your kind, it is like doing methamphetamines and cocaine. Pure energy and pure, unbridled anger, letting our beast out. There are some that can control it, but very, very few of them. And just in case any of your kinfolk somehow change into one of your own, you do not need that blood supply being out there for any any kindred to grab and feed on. We are becoming more recluse. Some of us are even spraying off the internet and other forms of communication. Not sure about your kind, but we know the government is starting to track us. There's even some rumors of a Project Twilight going around on our message boards for those of us who are still brave. Project Twilight seems to have specifically gone after those that we call the Gangrel. Our beasts are shape changers. And perhaps, since they are targeting the Gangrel, they are looking for your kind. And he's looking at, as Siegfried is saying this, he's kind of trying to get a read on all of your guys' faces when you hear this information.
Eyes doesn't seem particularly concerned. If anything, maybe a little excited.
Maybe doesn't know anything about a Project Twilight. She does, however, know the name Gangrel, and when that comes up, her nose wrinkles a little.
Weiss looks skeptical.
Charlie is keeping as tight a poker face as he can.
Perhaps y'all don't understand. The government is starting to hunt us, specifically those of us who could change shape. The government.
No, we heard you.
They're going to be finding you. This isn't me being threatening. This is me giving a warning. He can continue. Oh, go ahead.
We will take your warning under advisement.
He'll give a slightly overplayed sigh of slight frustration. Fine. He will take it under advisement. I guess that is as best as I can ask. I will have my contacts start finding the information on your special projects division and the names of the companies that you gave me. As soon as I find answers, I will turn them over to... What is your name? As he gestures to Webwalker. My name for you is Jamie. Jamie Alvarez. All right, Jamie, I will turn them over to you as you seem the most city-oriented of anybody else here. Not to be disparaging to the rest of you. I understand how that might have come out. My apologies. I want the safety of my people. I do my best to take care of them and make sure that they are within the lines that we need to stay safe. I have done this for centuries. I hope to do it for centuries more. Is there any other business that we need to talk about while I am here?
Not unless you have something.
Other than the request that your kinfolk do not donate any blood, then we shall be fine.
Great. Thanks for stopping by.
With this, the compact is sealed. As he stands up, begins to move to leave.
Eyes watches curiously.
JB watches and silently enjoys watching him wince every time the rain hits him.
Yeah, as you're like watching his back, whenever you see the rain hit the bare skin, you can see the slight flinch of him. As he walks out of the rain, and leaves. And the other leaders of the city all look at each other and nod. The first one to leave is the Great Cairn leader. Junkyard-Bitch, I hope to see you soon. At least
I'll
report to duty within the week.
I will.
Thank you. Fang-Banger, eyes in the dark, twice lived.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pleasure knowing you.
Likewise.
The next group to leave is the Valkyries. As the Right Master goes to give JB a hug.
JB will hug her.
And will kind of she'll squeeze you, and it is a lot stronger than you really anticipated of an old lady.
JB won't make any noise, but only because she doesn't want to look like a bitch. In the derogatory way.
Yeah. Mm. You are strong, dear. Keep it up. When you report, try to let us know as well. Or give us a heads up. We want to be there on your first day.
I can do that.
And she will leave, as will her entourage. And the last one is Webwalker. They're still sitting there. Harley? Mr. Holt? Eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Twice will nod.
And new Right Master for the Great Cairn. Forgive me, I do not know your name.
Junkyard-Bitch. You call me
Junkyard-Bitch it
JB.
is. JB is much more pleasant. If you need equipment in the future, come find me. I would also like to enlist your help for once Siegfried does deliver. I need someone to help go through all the information. There's a good chance that it will be on paper. And if any of you can help me find out what Project Twilight is, I would greatly appreciate it.
I've got a lot of damage I suspect I'm going to have to undo at the Great Cairn, but JB will shrug. If I've got the time, I'll be there.
As far as I can tell, you are the one with the biggest responsibility. I will not be asking that much of you, if only because of this.
I'm interested in figuring out what's been going on and keeping things safe. While we're here, I can aid as much as I can.
You look like the Arun of the pack.
Eyes can't help but give a big grin.
We do have work for you if you would like. If anything, you can always be our security person at the desk.
Eyes' grin falters. That is not as exciting, but if it needs to get done, suppose I can.
If anything, you can be the security person. The jobs are about the city.
Right. Well, security or offense, either way, I will be glad to offer my talents.
You don't have to hide yourself. You can say you prefer the offense.
Very much prefer the offense.
I do not hide who I am. I am a person. I am neither gender. I simply am. I walk the webs, which is why I ask that all of you refer to me as Web Walker. And never by the name that I had to give the prince.
And what name is that? Eyes gives a not so subtle wink.
Good try.
He tries, yeah.
And with that, Web Walker will stand up and walk out.
I fucking hate politics.
Well, do I have great news for you?
I fucking know. He looks annoyed and stalks towards Winnie.
All right. I think here is a perfect time for us to end on our final episode.